As this week started, the Philadelphia Eagles were favored over the Rams by 3.5 points. Well, now we went from 3.5 point favorites all the way to 1.5 point underdogs? What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you are new to the channel and love talking Philly sports every single day, go right ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on post notifications so you know when I go live or drop some content. On that note, if you believe the Eagles must bounce back after that performance against a decent team in the Los Angeles Rams, smash that like button. With all that being said, let's talk about the Eagles versus Rams matchup. So the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Los Angeles Rams at home in our first game of the 2020 season. As we all know, there will be no fans, but the Rams come in after beating the Dallas Cowboys to get to 1-0, as the Eagles are sitting at 0-1 after losing a heartbreaking loss to the Washington football team. I mean, allowing a team to get 27 points unanswered. We have to bounce back in this game, and the Rams are looking better than I thought to start the season. But let's jump into the stats and talk about what they did Week 1 against the Cowboys and what we can build off Week 1 against the Washington football team. Let's get into the Rams and Eagles pass defense to open the season. The Rams allowed 266 yards via the pass, 1 passing touchdown, and a quarterback rating of 92.5 when going against their defense. Now the Eagles, on the other hand, allowed only 178 yards via the pass, 1 passing touchdown, and a quarterback rating of 82.5 when playing against their defense. Let's go to rush defense. The Los Angeles Rams allowed 136 yards on the ground, 1 rushing touchdown, and they allow 5 yards per carry in their season opener. As for the Eagles, they only allowed 80 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns though, and only a 2.2 yards per carry. On this play, you got the Los Angeles Rams dropping back into a deep zone where they're going to blitz the right side of the Dallas Cowboys line, and on the left side, they're going to show blitz and drop back into coverage, and the outside linebacker is going to play Ezekiel Elliott man-to-man. They do a great job playing their assignments, making Dak hold the ball longer than he wants to so Aaron Donald can beat man-to-man coverage and get the sack. Watch the replay. 101 against number 70. Aaron Donald beats his man at the point of attack and gets Dak Prescott down with a timely sack. Last play, he lined up on the right side and attacked the A gap. This play, he's lined up on the left side and it looks like he's going to shoot the B gap, but he runs a stunt, confusing the line, getting a sack for number 54. As for the Eagles, this was early in the football game. Jim Schwartz dropping everybody back in a zone concept, and this play was only incomplete because of the quarterback pressure by Malik Jackson. He was all over Haskins. If you see here on the replay, Malik Jackson's going one-on-one against the left guard, who I did say was the weak side of the Washington football team, but we can do this against the Rams. One-on-one, just beat your guy. He manhandles him and gets to the quarterback. As for who Darius Slay is going to D in the Rams game, I'm not sure, but I believe whoever's cooking, he should play man-to-man. You see him stay strive for strive with Terry McLaurin and get the deflection. So let's talk about the Rams defense. They went ahead and moved on from defensive coordinator Wade Phillips and brought in a young guy named Brandon Staley who likes to play a lot of zone. In the game against the Dallas Cowboys, they played zone almost every single play. They played 2 snaps of man. And what I noticed is Jalen Ramsey is not shadowing the number 1 receiver. Now, maybe because Dallas got a lot of good receivers and Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper, but he stayed on his side. And when he went up against 12-man personnel and both tight ends were lined up on the short side, he stayed on the short side. So maybe the Eagles can move D-Jax or Rager to the opposite side of the field and get a one-on-one matchup against one of their other cornerbacks, because only person I'm worried about in that secondary is Jalen Ramsey. Their other pieces of their secondary are definitely beatable, as you've seen the Dallas Cowboys do it. Now, as for their pass rush, you got to watch out for Aaron Donald. In this new scheme under Brandon Staley, he plays all over the place, the left, the right, inside, outside. They even put him on stunts where he gets Leonard Floyd, Michael Brockers freed up, because when you got Aaron Donald coming on a stunt, it messes your whole offensive line game plan up. You move slide protection over there, and you got a free blitzer. So you got to watch out for Aaron Donald. We saw how he manhandled some of the Dallas Cowboys. He is legit. As you seen in the video, he got his own sack, and the stunt they used him on freed up the guy to get an easy sack because the line is so focused on why is he going to the opposite side, and they couldn't adjust. So watch where Aaron Donald is and protect Carson Wentz. Do not let that D-line beat us. Also, I noticed when they were playing zone, they did a lot of quarters coverage, but they did keep it shallow, respecting Ezekiel Elliott for the run. I wonder how they're going to play us because we haven't ran the ball well, but we do get Miles Sanders back. So if they play shallow, we can hit him over the top, something the Cowboys really didn't do. But the Eagles, after week 1, lead the league in air yards. So with them seeing that, they might back it up, which is going to open up the middle and the running lanes for Miles Sanders. As for the Eagles, we played more man last week than I seen before. Now this offense is a little bit more faster, is a little bit more deadly. I wonder what we're going to do with Darius Slay, because Robert Woods was the best receiver for the Rams in week 1. He had 6 catches for 106 yards. But we all know Cooper Kupp is their go-to guy on third down. Last year, Cooper Kupp was the best receiver in the NFL when it comes to catching balls on third down. 51 targets, 37 catches, 571 yards, a 15.4 average on third down, and 7 touchdowns. So, on third down, do you put Darius Slay on Cooper Kupp, or do you let him follow Robert Woods? That's going to be a decision for Jim Schwartz, and maybe because of that, we go to letting Darius Slay play one side in this game and or playing a little bit more zone and dropping the linebackers underneath. However, the front four got to get pressure. As you've seen, Malik Jackson is just beating this guy one-on-one. I don't know if Javon Hargrave will be back, but Fletcher Cox and these guys got to get pressure. I noticed that Dwayne Haskins try to get the ball out of his hand fast. Jared Goff does too, but the way they use motion and the way they use the play action, we will have some long developing plays we need to hit home and rattle Jared Goff because he looked pretty good against the Dallas Cowboys with minimal pressure. Now let's go to the offenses for both the Rams and the Eagles. The Rams and Eagles passing offense. In the season opener, the Rams passed for 275 yards, 0 touchdowns, and threw 1 interception. That was Jared Goff. As for the Eagles, we passed for 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, and that was Carson Wentz. As we go to the Los Angeles Rams rush offense, they ran the ball 40 times for 153 combined yards and 2 touchdowns, where the Eagles ran the ball for a combined 17 attempts for 57 yards and 0 touchdowns. And this is me including both Carson rushes and Jared Goff's rushes. As you can see, the Rams are in 12-man personnel with a tight end to the left and a tight end to the right. When the ball is snapped, the left tight end will pull over to the right side to help block D-Law. The running back is going to run into the flats, and both receivers are doing comeback routes, one on the outside and one in the middle, and he hits Cooper Kupp. When you look at the replay, this is one of the long developing plays that the Eagles got to hit home on because other plays will come out very quick. As for the Eagles, we're also in 12-man personnel with 2 tight ends lined up to the left to help block. Off play action, Boston Scott's going to run into the flats. Jalen Reagor is going to run up the seam, tapering into the middle to take the safety out of the picture where Deshaun Jackson can run a dig route in the middle of the field and catch a clean ball. We need to use the tight ends, but also the receivers across the middle of the field, especially if they respect our deep ball. Let's start with the Rams offense. As I saw in the All-22 against Dallas, they love to window dress. I mean, a guy is in motion almost every single play. It's the new age type offense. Maybe we should do it a little often, but Sean McVay loves to move his pieces. And there was a couple times that I saw Jared Goff come up to the line and hike the ball so fast. You saw in the first play, he don't give the defense no time to adjust. He runs up, hikes the ball. I saw Sean McVay play more 12-man personnel than I've seen before. One of the reasons why is because their offensive line is not as good as it used to be. So the 12-man personnel, especially on the play I just showed you, they kept both their tight ends to pass protect. Now their offensive line is not as beat up as ours, but is beat up. But as you saw, what they wanted to do against the Dallas Cowboys is run the ball with Cam Akers, the rookie, Malcolm Brown, the guy who was behind Gurley. They combined for 153. Like I said, the Rams offense is predicated off the run. They want to screen you. They want to play action. They want to run, and they want to hit you short and intermediate, quick timing routes. They did that all against the Dallas Cowboys. They went deep once in a while, but I'm not too worried about that after losing Brandon Cooks. I do like the rookie, Van Jefferson, number 12, who caught a nice ball. However, that's what the Rams offense want. They want to be quick timing, and once we stop the run, we get them out their element, and then they got to move on. I do believe they're going to try to come out a little bit less run heavy, knowing how good our defense is against the run. We just got to be prepared for it. And when they are on third down, like I said earlier, find where Cooper Kupp is. Is that the point where you put Slay on him? I don't know. However, the Rams offense is a lot better than what I thought it would be. After having a couple seasons where everybody can figure out what Sean McVay can do, he's still a great schemer and gets these people into open space, especially when you try to play zone. But when you try to play man, these guys are also pretty technical route runners. And at the end of the day, we got to shut down the run, and everything will funnel itself into that. Let's get to the Eagles offense. We got to start by running the ball. Doug Peterson, we need to be a balanced offense. We have to run the ball 20 plus times. I'm looking to run it about 25 times. We just saw Ezekiel Elliott and the Dallas Cowboys run for $136 on 27 attempts. Now, I'm not saying we are them, but we can run the ball. This offensive line, even though they're banged up, they're built to run block rather than pass block. But when we pass block, especially with Aaron Donald on that side, find where he is and stop him. I don't care if you have to double team him. Sometimes you're going to have to leave your running back in, which we did against the Washington football team. However, Corey Clement, Boston Scott are not as good as blockers as Miles Sanders. We also got to leave in Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz in that time on 12-man personnel. As you seen in the play that I went over, both Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz were blocking. It did give Carson Wentz time. D-Jax went out for a route. Jalen Reagor went out for a route, and Boston Scott. So we only had 3 players running routes, and you're going to have to do that sometimes. You want to have 4 or 5 route combinations, but then that scat protection, your offensive line can't hold up, and bang, down goes Carson, maybe a fumble or an injury. Now, we are getting Lane Johnson back. He won't be 100% as he said today, but that could help allow us to let receivers or tight ends run some combinations. We just got to find where Aaron Donald is. So we just need to have discipline on our line protection when we slide it to the right, slide it to the left. Jason Kelce didn't do that great of a job in week 1, but I think the whole Eagles offensive line and offense bounced back. As for Carson Wentz, just protect the ball. That's what it comes down to. He has to protect the ball. I'm talking interceptions and fumbles. If I'm Doug Peterson, I'm getting some quick timing passes out to him. We got to do more slants, more comebacks, more digs across the middle, not just with our tight ends, but also with our receivers. But I don't want to not be aggressive. The Eagles led the league in air yards, and we need to take our shots. That's what we lacked last year. But you don't got to do it all at once. Last year, we had no deep ball. This year, we're only doing deep ball. You have to spread it in and mix it and keep it balanced. Don't get too pass happy. That's going to allow Aaron Donald to pin his ears back and come after the quarterback. And like I said, I think the whole Eagles offense is going to bounce back, but it all starts with Carson and Doug Peterson and the way he calls this game for the offensive line. We are getting Lane Johnson back, like I said before. However, he's not going to be 100%. So Doug Peterson's going to have to see how this game is going. If the line's holding up, call it a little bit loose. If the line's not, then you have to adjust your play calling and run the ball and move Carson out the pocket, especially if the pass rush is coming from the interior where Aaron Donald does most of his work. Roll him out, get him not only on the move, but away from Aaron Donald. So it's time for the score prediction. I got the Eagles winning this one 27-24. Philadelphia, a close game, but we pull it out and we build off this to go for the rest of the season. Let me know all your thoughts about the offense of the Rams, the defense of the Rams, the offense of the Eagles, the defense of the Eagles, and let me know your score prediction in the comment section. We need this win. There's no such thing as a must win on week 2, but we need it after last week. But let's get a W so we don't need other teams to do our dirty work. Until next time, you know what time it is. We out.